The Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, a.k.a. BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Listen.
Cheetah. Gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing. To be back in the Black Box. Black Box.
Relax, roll up as we randomly react to content in these YouTube streets. Yeah. It's time for R&R.
Like with Net Hustle. Big shout out to my SPR, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
All that. And then some until the end come. Finally Conan, Ben 1, 7 C's and 3 G's navigated with ease. Come along on the ride with me, please. What's happening, Google Gang? Cheetah. The constant, consistent, continuous content creation campaign continues. Y'all see the title, the original video that I stumbled upon had no melanated individuals on the thumbnail. I didn't recognize anyone that was actual president. They had like a generic group of white people standing in the Oval Office. And that blew me as shocking. So I said, man, I got creative and I created my own thumbnail. And I could imagine on a presidential level, nepotism is on steroids. But with no further ado, let's see what these presidential parents have been up to. Well, the children of these parents.
Both of Donald Trump's normal-sized sons, excluding the nearly 7-footer, have gone back and forth with Hunter Biden for years. Ironically, going back and forth discussing whether they would have had the same opportunities in life if they had different last names. And, no, they wouldn't.
By the way people treated me because I had money. I'd noticed people treating me differently because my parents had money.
But to Donald Trump Jr.'s credit, his parents did cut him off for a year, and he ended up working as a bartender and living off of gas station food.
I really respect bartenders. They work.
I did it myself. I was cut off. The only thing that they didn't cut off because they forgot was my gas card.
Really getting it out the mud for a year before he returned to work in the family business.
Shit, he could sell gas on the low. Still, even that, he considered that, they're just privileged, brother. Just privileged.
But it was Eric Trump that made me want to make this video. An interview he did with the Financial Times resurfaced in June 2025 when he was asked if another member of the Trump family could run for president once his father's second term comes to an end. And he said it would be easy for him to do it as well as other members of his family. And he's absolutely right. Just like Hunter Biden could easily by age 60 run for president and become the Democratic nominee, Ivanka Trump could very well be our first female president. But Eric Trump said something that he did not have to say at all. He said that Hunter Biden only got into international business once his father became vice president, but that when his father, Donald Trump, became president, they got out of all international business. But his father literally signed a deal with the billionaire who is the head of the MNC group in Indonesia to build a luxury Trump resort in Jakarta. This billionaire was invited to Trump's first inauguration, and afterwards he had a meeting in New York to discuss the project with Donald Trump's sons. Conducting international business. Why would he say this? Most Americans do not care about international business. He could have completely gotten away with this without even having to lie. Most Americans probably don't even know where Indonesia is. Both brothers said they stopped pursuing new foreign deals, but continued to operate and promote the family business overseas. What does that mean? You know that his whole point of saying this was to say that doing business overseas while working in government was a conflict of interest. Look, I don't have any problem with Don, Eric, Tiffany, Ivanka, or Barron. It's not their fault they were born in a position of advantage. Just like in any other country, having rich and powerful parents gives you a lot of special privilege. Just like how Hunter Biden was paid $50,000 a month to sit on some random board full of Ukrainian oligarchs without any experience, essentially only because his father is Joe Biden, Ivanka Trump and her
Damn, maybe I shouldn't have changed the group on the thumbnail because they privileged probably do not run rampant like this. This is not probably reserved for melanated presidential children.
her husband were hired in official roles at the White House despite making $640 million of outside money. Donald Trump said for years that we've been ripped off and taken advantage of by China and several other countries.
Ripped off and taken advantage of by China and others. By China, that's the big one.
And without even mentioning how much we actually owe other countries, including China, in 2017, when Ivanka applied for trademarks, which would give her the right to sell goods in China, something that would give her access to make money from the largest consumer base on the planet, the trademarks were coincidentally approved the same day Trump invited the Chinese president to have dinner with her at his estate in Florida. And then, when she applied for more trademarks in 2018, it triggered what essentially is a nepotism home run on the exact same.
Oh, wait, I didn't know the word was going to be used, nepotism. See there? I was right.
Same day that China approved these trademarks, Trump lifted the sanctions on ZTE, which is a company partially owned by the Chinese government, which was only sanctioned because they were accused of spying on us and selling U.S. technology to Iran without permission. In fact, the FCC considers them a national security threat. But for my daughter, you can spy on whoever you want. Great people at ZTE, very good people. And the third part of this deal, which is the home run, within the same 3 days that all of this took place, China agreed to a $500 million loan to a Trump Organization project in Indonesia, probably the same one that was negotiated at his inauguration. What we have here is a dinner that most likely negotiated a business deal between the president's daughter and a foreign president, which led to sanctions being lifted off of a state-owned company, which contributed to an investment from a foreign government into a personal business deal of a U.S. president. I mean, I may not be the smartest guy in the world, but if that's not a conflict of interest, then the sky must not be blue. She also has trademarks to voting machines in China. Like, I don't even... Okay. Also, Ivanka had trademarks approved in Japan after Trump's former vice president Mike Pence went on a state visit with the prime minister of Japan, and this is all after she claimed her business has shut down. I guess her daughter did sing in Mandarin to the Chinese president, so maybe he was just so impressed with this that he offered her the trademarks.
我在北京.
Which is good for her. Pretty impressive. I took Spanish twice in high school and failed both times. But alright, enough of the Trumps. Because Trump was not the only...
I took it twice in school too and failed both times. When they got talking about conjugating round now, I probably, if I take it as an adult, I probably would do better if I took it in a classroom setting. Sounds extremely confusing just in general life, but I could not get the damn, all the rules. Like, oh my mama, that's what made it complicated, I think.
Only felon in the White House. Hunter was found guilty on 3 federal charges. You see, Hunter was a known drug user at the time of his father's presidency. And as a drug user, you cannot possess a firearm. But he bought one. And he lied on the federal form when he bought it. And this led to the FBI bringing charges against him in a court case where his ex-wife testified against him. A stripper that he dated, possibly the same one from the infamous video of him smoking testified against him. And the ex-wife of his dead brother, who he dated after his brother died, testified against him. And he was found guilty. And that same year, he was also found guilty of 3 more felonies and 6 misdemeanors because he essentially embezzled money from his company and just stopped paying taxes for like 4 years. He was facing up to 17 years just for this case alone. And the White House made an official statement that he would not be pardoned. And, well, they just kind of lied about this and he was totally pardoned. He was scheduled to be sentenced on December 12th, but Joe Biden, realizing, well,
I mean, with the power to pardon, who ain't gonna pardon their son? That's just a gimme. And if you could pardon anybody for any reason, who not gonna start at home plate? Home base is gonna have to be handled on my mama.
No one's going to care about this in a few years, issued a full pardon for all of Hunter's crimes on December 1st. Now, although I'm happy that this man is clean now, this is you know what? I'm not even mad. I'm sure that any dad would have done the same thing for his son, but I guess the message here is just become president and then your son can stay out of jail. So let's move on to Ronald Reagan. Now, some people hate him and some people love him. But one thing that is clear is that he used the FBI to spy on his children. Even before he was president, he had connections in the FBI, which is how he discovered that in 1960, his 19-year-old daughter was living with an older married police officer. But I want to focus on Reagan's son, Michael Reagan. In 1964, Michael Reagan was a close associate of Joseph Bonanno Jr., whose father, Joey Bananas, was a known mob boss. And as Ronald Reagan was about to start his successful run to become the governor of California, this would not have been a good look for his campaign. So in the FBI's official investigation, they redacted his name. And the director of the FBI even blocked agents from questioning Reagan about his son's involvement with mobsters. Imagine that. And then in 1981, the year his father became president, Michael had been caught not only convincing investors to make illegal investments, but he was also selling stocks, sort of acting like a broker, despite not being legally able to do that. And then he started using the investors' money to put money into his own company, which he was operating out of his house. And the Los Angeles District Attorney Office was also pretty sure that he used more than $17,000 that he got from investors to cover his living expenses.
Corruption all the way at the top. What you expect the rest of the country to be doing? Shit.
And you're never going to guess what happened next, unless you guess that he was cleared of all charges. But honestly, other than these examples, most presidential children managed to stay away from trouble, or at least actually face consequences, like the Bush twins, who kept getting caught drinking and using fake IDs when they were in college. These girls actually did community service and paid fines for it. And everything else is pretty much outside of literally breaking the law and getting away with it. Like Ghislaine Maxwell being at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. Bro, I swear that these two people have been pictured with more famous people and heads of state than Queen Elizabeth. Like, they could genuinely accidentally pop up in a school history book one day just due to the volume of important people they've been pictured with. But the reason there are not many examples like the Trumps is because back in the day, politicians actually used to try to avoid conflict of interest, or maybe it was just easier to pay off the press back then. But genuinely, people must have been much more invested in politics 30 years ago than they are today, because we have blatant conflicts of interest happening. I mean, Dick Cheney, he will definitely not go down as one of the most popular vice presidents of all time. But when he figured out he was going to become the vice president of the United States, he stepped down as the CEO of Halliburton, which is an oil company. Seeing as there was going to be a lot of freedom coming to the region of the planet with all the oil, he didn't want a conflict of interest with him being the CEO of a large oil company. But we are far past that now, because most people simply do not care or just don't pay close enough attention for something like this to actually matter to them. Like, nobody cared when Ivanka Trump got trademarks in China after meeting with the Chinese president, because who even knows what a trademark is in China?
She don't look American at all, on my mama.
And who even remembers Hunter Biden getting found guilty of all these charges? The main thing he's remembered for is the drugs. But yeah, thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.
We still on them same blocks, niggas scared to pull up on. We still watching every car they drive by and look wrong. Ain't need 30 rounds, took it off and put the stock on. He drove by twice and got knocked on, all bad. Fuck with us, it's all sad. You better off ride through enemy hood with no tents or run out of gas. You wanna pass, you better draw a couple names out. 9 times out of 10, them questions we ain't giving out, it's on sight. And we ain't shooting, it's a fist fight. Box a nigga head off like Iron Mike, boot bop. With BG and a Mustang, I let the top drop. 2 pipes out the ass, figure 8 and hit the gas. Same old gold rag from about a year ago. Spot that bitch tied around my neck, I'm blue Smurf low. And I only fuck with high heads and cutthroats. At least something hot in your head and with a cutthroat. Who gon' smoke? I be doing the most. So niggas start moving when they see me reaching my coat. It don't matter what we post, me and mine's never nervous. But I asked about the last time them niggas try to serve us, ain't nobody gon' hurt us. No Steph Curry, everybody hold 30s. Telling you cuz it's murder where we come from. Chopper sounding like a bass drum. And I can tell that you ain't no gangster, you tryna be one. Tryna get in this lane but can't keep up. Rollers get behind the stash spot, put the heat up. Riders get cracking when we link up. And fuck all of that mumbling. Say it with your chest, nigga, speak up. We love confrontation, nigga, we with anything. And really on that peace shit, it's up there with any game. In my BG voice, no EA Sports, they know what that mean, nigga, we ain't playing no games. They know me by my face. Them niggas know you by your Facebook name. We are not the same. I really come from the game, nigga. You better check the stats. It's M's everywhere, from the tat to the hats. Yeah, that.
Snake Wood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
It's the homie Cook-Up Boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
It was SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
Spider Low, Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the?
Spider low.
Spider low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider low, wake and bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Blood, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke. Spider Loke, cuz. Nate Blood on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fighting? Fight, cred.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the Black Box with Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!
If you like that video, YouTube think you'll love this one. The one on your screen. Go on and hit it. Cheat it.